So we survived 300 days as a trio in hardcore Minecraft. In the last 100 days, we got ourselves a full set of netherite armor and tools, made some automated farms, defeated the wither, and lastly made a full diamond beacon. The goals we set for this video is to raid a woodland mansion, defeat an ocean monument, and lastly to take down the ender dragon and the wither at the same time. Will all three of us be able to make it to 300 days? Keep watching to find out. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and drop a like if you do perhaps enjoy the video. And now that's all out the way, let's get right into the next 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. After meeting up with Sparky and Mystk, I remember that in the last 200 days video, I asked you guys to leave some name suggestions for my parrots. So I headed straight into the villager hall to check if any of the villagers sold a name tag. This one was really close to leveling up, so after trading some paper, the name tag trade was then available. So I brought 4 and started to name them one by one in the anvil. The first name I picked was Kiwi, which came from Olivia. The next name I chose was Hank, which was given by Retro. The bluebird was named Rio, which was given by Alexa. And lastly, the red parrot was given the name Beak by Carrot. Thank you guys very much for the name suggestions. I really do like them and I'm pretty sure them guys like it too. After the naming ceremony, I decided to carry on working on the storage room as it wasn't finished yet. When the chests were all in place, I decided to sort out the stuff and finally put some item frames on them as well. The next day I noticed that my netherite hole was not enchanted for some reason, so I placed it into the enchantment table and after some attempts I got a really good enchantment. Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3 and Silk Touch. And I also applied a mending book to it. I then brought a name tag and called it Dinner Bone, which if you didn't know, turns a mob upside down. I wanted to really use this on Mystyk's llama because why not, right? So I met up with Sparky to execute this. I got a name tag. Have you ever heard of Dinnerbone or what's the other one called? 1 second, give me some time. Grum.
I haven't heard of Grum, but I have heard of Dinnerbone.
Alright, so apparently if you use it on a mob, it'll turn like upside down or something. So shall we do it to Mystyk's llama? So when she's back from being AFK, she's gonna be like, oh, what the heck happened? Yeah, we try it.
We're gonna let's traumatize it. Oh,
that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Bro, it's so talented. It can stand on its head.
Yeah, let's head towards your house.
Whose house?
Your house.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, I want to see if you notice anything off.
My upside down llama. This. You want to show me this?
Yes.
Why are you calling it dinner bone?
Oh, you hit me. It had to be called Dinner Bone for that to happen.
Oh, I had such a great name in mind.
So, Mystk, do you like this? Or are you just really disappointed?
I'm disappointed. I did not expect this to be the thing that you wanted to show me.
After all that, I wanted to traverse the lands of our area a bit more easily. So I headed out to get myself a horse. I know that having a elytra, but it's nothing compared to having your own valiant steed. So I forced one of them to become friends with me and rode her back home. By the way, just like the parrots I had, make sure you guys leave some name suggestions for my horse as well, as she would really love to be given a name. I then wanted to begin working on a raid farm. I have never made one of these before, but apparently they give some pretty good loot. And since there were 3 of us, getting our hands on enough totems so we don't die would be very clever. So I headed over to the pillager outpost, which wasn't too far away, and started to take out some of the pillagers that were there. In the chest there were just 2 XP bottles. And I accidentally just yeeted one into the lake. Yeah, that wasn't very smart of me, but they don't really give too much XP, so it wasn't too much of a big deal. I then headed back to our bases to start getting the things that I needed for the farm ready. But I had forgot that I had the bad omen effect, so when I came near the storage room, which had the trading hall underneath, a raid had begun. Mystk and Sparky were all the way at the Enderman farm and were too lazy to come back, so I had to take on the raid by myself. I also made some iron golems so they can help me out a bit. And it didn't take too long for the raid to come to an end. So I went back to collecting everything that I would need for the raid farm, such as sand, cobble, glass, some packed ice, and I also need to get my hands on some slime. I didn't seem to have any, so I headed out to look for a swamp. After like a good 10 minutes of flying around, I couldn't find a single swamp, but instead found this kind of rare ice spikes biome. It looked super cool, but unfortunately my elytra needed to be repaired, so I headed back home so I can go to the Enderman farm. Then once it was all healed up, I headed out to look for a swamp again. When I finally found one, it wasn't the biggest unfortunately, but I cleared out some space so more slimes could possibly spawn. And when they did, I took them out. With the slimes I collected, I made some sticky pistons. I then saw a comment in the tutorial I was watching that the oak items that they made burnt, so I decided to replace all the items that I made with some nether wood as it doesn't catch on fire. And finally, on day 214, I began the construction of the raid farm. The farm was then finally finished on day 221. If you're wondering whose tutorial I followed, I'm pretty sure it was by Shulkercraft. I wanted to test out the farm with Sparky and Mystk, so I headed back home to meet up with them. What did you just do to the egg? Place it back down. Place the egg back down.
No,
Wait,
Oh shit.
I will never.
Sparky. I have a netherite sword, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Have my butt, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Put that egg down now.
Egg? I'll put the egg down.
No, no,
Can we
no.
share
The
one?
dragon
Share
egg.
one?
Put the dragon egg down. 1 second, there's police outside.
I
can hear-
Simon.
I can hear sirens in real life right now outside my window. They're coming for you. So I've just finished with the raid farm that I made over there. You guys want to head over and check it out?
Yeah.
Let's go.
When we reached the outpost, we started to kill the pillagers that were there and waited for one with a banner to show up. And when he did, we took him out and got the bad omen effect. So basically, once you got the bad omen effect, the farm is kind of like in the ocean because that way it'll force the pillagers and the raid to like happen in that location that we made instead of on the land. You get what I mean?
Whoa, Sky's just smart.
So this here is the raid farm. You guys like it? You think it look cool?
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so high up as well.
Is
No wonder
that,
you need to bring out elytras.
Mhm.
that villager in the platform?
Yeah, that's a
like,
villager. He's on a bed, so
Did you have to make like a platform, like a staircase, all the way up there, connected to the mountain or something? Like, how many? rails
no,
did
the
you-
village is right over there, and then I literally had to like rail all the way here and bring him up there. It was annoying, but you know, it wasn't too hard actually. We had a lot of rails anyway from transporting the villagers before. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have an iron farm.
yeah, and we have an iron farm, so it's not like we were low on iron. But yeah, getting him up there wasn't too bad. But plan is, can you see the bottom platform? We're just gonna go and fly on top of there. Wait, let me see. Are the pillagers spawning down here somewhere? No, I thought those pillagers. No,
You tried this before, did it work?
I haven't tried this yet. This is my first time. Oh, wait. I think it's because there's some land here. No, I wanted to try it with you guys. All right, so I think maybe because this land is a bit close, that's why these guys are here. We had a couple of issues. Instead of spawning at the top, they were spawning on the land down here. So I took them out and started to remove some of the land. The first attempt didn't really give us too much loot, so we tried it out a second time. Okay, let's try that one more time. Hopefully it'll work out. Where are these guys? Oh, they spawned over here. Okay. Okay, hopefully this next raid will spawn up there. I can hear it. I think it's spawning. Yeah, it's spawning right here. Perfect. Oh, we won the raid. Oh, the raid is still happening. Why is it saying victory? Is it because
You won the previous one.
even though we gave it a go again, we didn't get too much loot. I figured that this was probably because we needed a much higher bad omen effect. So the farm is kind of successful. We got at the totem. One of you guys can keep that. And got 3 emeralds. And the rest is just like 2 saddles. Let's take care of this guy. Plan is the farms, it does work, but I think we need to get like a stronger raid effect, if that's what you call it. Excuse me. So I tested it out the next day. I took out 3 flag carriers, meaning that I got bad omen 3, and headed straight to the farm to test it out. While taking on the raid, some vexes spawned in and killed me, but luckily I had my totem of undying. I guess the bright side to dying is that I got the post-mortal achievement. Once the raid was over, this was how much loot I got. When I made it back to our bases, I made a cartography table. applied the loot into a book that we had in one of the chests onto my sword, and also brought a protection 4 book for my netherite boots, as they only had protection 3 on them. The cartography table was made so I could use it to get a woodland mansion and an ocean monument map. So I placed it down and started to gather a lot of paper to level the villager up. As well as gathering sugar canes and selling them for paper, I brought some empty maps as I wanted to make a big map of our area and the progress that we have made so far, and decided to place it right over here. It looked pretty cool. I then carried on collecting sugar canes, turning them into paper, which then I sold. And finally, there it was, the Woodland Explorer map. I bought it and just put it on display outside of my house while I waited to meet up with Mystk and Sparky. So guys, let's meet up outside my house and I'll tell you what the plan is. Okay?
Alright.
Ooh, is that for me? You got a diamond block in your hand.
No, it's not for you. This
Why
is
not?
for you.
Oh, okay, thank you. That was very kind of you. So I was working on the villager that gives you guys the Woodland Mansion map and the Ocean Explorer map, and I decided to buy all the maps for our area, and this is how it's looking like so far.
I like it.
I know it looks beautiful, right? I
Yeah.
can stare at it all day.
I think that
It's too dry.
the
Can you not attack it, please? Okay? No violence. Oh no. Do I have to make like a jail on the server? Or we just
No,
lock you up for 100 days?
Yeah, do it.
I think
So as you guys can tell here, we've got the Woodland Explorer map. It is time for us to head and find the Woodland Mansion and raid it and take all of the valuables and anything that's in there. Alright? So we then spent days 230 to 234 looking for the Woodland Mansion. When we finally arrived, we headed straight inside and took out any dangers that awaited us. I think we should head in this direction first and clear up the bottom floor. Once the bottom floor is done, then we'll head upstairs. So, Mystk, this is your first time in here, right? You know this is the most dangerous room in this entire mansion.
I know you're capping. Ah, now it is.
Oh my god, it's a portrait of Mystk.
I'm for real.
Why are you just throwing your nose?
Wait, this is the nose.
I realized you
That
just...
was the space between
Oh,
my
don't
eyes.
worry. I found another picture of you, Mystk.
Stop it. I'm leaving.
Alright, so let's head up to the second floor, which could potentially be a bit more dangerous. And it didn't take us too long to clear out every room. And to bathe in our victory, we decided to set the place on fire. I think we should burn this down. For one and one thing only. For
can I do
content.
the honors?
Yeah, burn it down. Let's do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Burn.
After watching the place burn down, we decided to start making our way back home. During this journey, I found myself a naturally spawned pink sheep, which I think is my first time ever finding one. So I decided to, of course, take it all the way back home. When we made it back to our bases, the next thing that I wanted to work on was the animal stable, as my horse, Sparky and Mystk's, and the pink sheep needed a place to stay. So I began to work on it, which took me from days 236 to 241. As you can see, the little problem that we have right now is that there's only 2 pens.
Well, I'm claiming this one because it's already a golden horse armor.
Oh, okay, and I'll have this one as this is a diamond one. This was not planned at all. These things are rare, you know.
No, wait, I have an idea of how we should.
No. Can you get away? Every time you say you have an idea, I know what you're planning. You're planning on like dangling it from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep the pink sheep with my horse because why not? These guys can stay right here. Look at them. They look so cute. Oh my god, they're getting along so well.
Yeah, my one looks better than yours. A, because my horse has golden armor, and my sheep is rainbow as well.
No,
Yours
but
is just-
I have a rare sheep. That's rare.
You know what's rare?
You know
my
how
hand?
much? No. You know how much that sheep would cost on the black market, on the sheep market? Okay, a lot of money.
I might just go to animal protection services and just like. Take
Wait, no,
your
Sparky,
sheep
stop. No, you can't take the sheep away. What are you concerned of what? What do you mean safety?
No, wait. Okay, wait. Look.
Yeah, leave the
Wait,
sheep
no,
alone,
no.
please. No. I don't want to look. I'm not looking.
if your horse goes, if your sheep goes out of the pen, then he wants to go, okay? For a little while.
Okay, we count
Stage
5
in
seconds. 1, 2, 3,
3.
4, 5. See, they love me. They love me. They love me so much. Okay. Yes, Sparky. So I love my family.
Hello there.
Hi.
Why do you start off for?
I don't know.
What are you guys
But-
hiding?
I'm not hiding anything. It's just that there's only 2 pens. Meaning your horse doesn't have a home. Why is there a zombie
Your horse
holding
likes
my
to be
door?
alone, what do you
Wait,
mean?
one second. There's a zombie holding my front door. What? No. I swear,
No way.
sometimes no, listen. Sometimes my door just disappears, and I'm thinking, what happened to my door? I don't know how the zombie just got my door. Alright, so since we raided the Woodland Mansion, the next goal was to defeat an ocean monument. So we decided to prepare all the things that we would need, first thing being water-breathing potions. For this, we needed some pufferfish which could only be found in warm, lukewarm, and deep lukewarm ocean biomes. So I teamed up with Sparky to head out and find one. This took us quite a while, but before we knew it, we finally came across one. So I dived straight into the ocean to grab some pufferfishes. And surprisingly, there was an ocean monument nearby. I got around 4 of them, which would make around 12 water-breathing potions, which I thought would be more than enough, so we headed back to our bases. Once we were all prepared, it was then time to head out and find the ocean monument. Hello.
Hello.
So, I've called you guys here because I have finally got my hands on an Ocean Explorer map, okay? This is going to be our first time defeating a ocean monument. So, in the shulker box, I've gotten 12 potions of water breathing, 8 minutes long. That's enough of a look. You can't look at it any more longer. When we had finally arrived, we decided to drink our potions and dive straight into the water. Sparky had made a small entrance, which led into a room full of guardians. Since it was our first time doing this, it was definitely very scary as they were doing a lot of damage, so we decided to run straight out. We drank some milk and mined our way into another room, where the Elder Guardian was, which Sparky had taken down. Mystk was too scared to carry on, so me and Sparky decided to finish it off by ourselves. So we swam around and it didn't take us too long to locate the second Elder Guardian. All that remained was the final one, which was guarded by loads of guardians. I placed some sponges down thinking they would help, but they never did much. After some more swings of my sword, the last Elder Guardian had met its defeat. We had then, for our very first time, defeated an ocean monument. It was definitely kind of scary, but I think we did pretty well, especially with Mystyk's tremendous amount of help. We then grabbed the treasures that awaited us and started to head back home. Since we had no fireworks, we camped inside a little hole we made in the mountain until morning. And when the sun rose, we walked all the way back home. When we made it back, we decided to AFK at the creeper farm as we really needed some gunpowder and didn't want to be in a situation to walk like that ever again. So we AFK'd there for a couple of days. And since we were there for quite a while, when it was time to chuck in the gunpowder, there were a ton of phantoms. But luckily for us, the sun began to rise and they burned to death. From the gunpowder that we got, I was able to make around 4 stacks and a half of fireworks, which I split between Sparky and Mystk. From days 255 to 261, we decided to head to the nether as the next thing we wanted to do was to get our hands on some wither skulls. We needed around 6 wither skulls as we wanted to spawn 2 withers. One would be used for another star to craft a beacon, and the other for when we wanted to fight the ender dragon and the wither at the same time. So we headed straight to the fortress and started to take out some of these skeletons. This did take us quite a few days, but on day 261 we were all done. So we have gotten 6 wither skeleton heads, which means that we can spawn one of the withers now and defeat it for a beacon. And I guess the other one will get spawned when we decide to respawn the ender dragon and defeat the wither at the same time. When we were back in the overworld, we made a staircase down underground as this was where we were going to fight the wither for the second time. So I let Mystk and Sparky carry on mining out an area while I grab some iron blocks and some pumpkins so we can also make some iron golems to help us out. I then spawned in the wither and got ready to start shooting my arrows. And it didn't take too long for the wither to meet its defeat. After the fight, I made a beacon and grabbed a bunch of iron at the farm and crafted it into some iron blocks. Since the diamond beacon was over there, I decided to make the iron beacon on this side. And applied the haste to effect to it. We then had a full diamond and iron beacon. The remaining beacons that we still had to make would be gold, emerald, and lastly a netherite beacon, which we would probably work on in the next 100 days. The trading hall we had was far from finished, so I decided that it would be a good idea to carry on working on it. The first thing I did was find a bunch of wood to make some buttons, which I placed all around the area. This was so no iron golems would spawn, as I wanted to bring a zombie down here, which would be used to convert and kill the villagers we had. So when the sun set, I roamed the nights in search of a zombie, and then lowered it all the way back before it started to rise. I splashed myself with a potion of strength, jumped into the boat, and then realized that I could just let the zombie free in order to convert all the villagers, instead of just trying to bring him down with a boat. This then left me with 3 zombies, which I allowed through the gate to infect all of the other villagers. I was then going to need to make a bunch of harming potions, and also a bunch of golden apples. So I headed out the next day and grabbed a bunch of brown mushrooms, and then waited for the night so I could also grab some spider eyes. Once I got what I needed, I made some potions and used one of the bottles on 4 of the villagers. And once they were all cured, I then trapped the original zombie back in the boat. Even though I cured them, they still never provided me with a decent discount. Come on guys. So I turned them back into zombie villagers and started to break down trees so I could get more apples. After all that, I got around 13 and made them all into golden apples. Made some more potions and then started to cure them one by one. After this one was cured, the discount once again wasn't too good, so I sent him back for another go. The next morning, I started to put the other villagers into a minecart and sent them off too. I then had 3 zombie villagers which I splashed with a potion of weakness and fed a golden apple to. I separated them all so when they do get healed, they don't become zombies again. And while I waited, I did some farming. The pumpkin and melon farm that we had definitely needed an upgrade. I didn't do too much to it besides making it a little bit bigger, but I guess I'll do it for now. When I headed back, all the villagers were healed and I was quite happy with their prices. So I began selling some crops. I didn't like the Fletchers and the cartographers' prices, so I planned to cure them again. I also sent this cleric and this farmer over too, and when they were cured, the prices weren't the best, so I guess the time it was then. I was then happy with the cartographers' prices, but not the other 3, so I made some more potions, and as you probably could guess, I cured them again. I was then able to sell 1 stick for 1 emerald, wheat also for 1, and for the cleric, I thought that 13 rotten flesh for an emerald wasn't too bad of a price, so I started to sort the villagers back into their places. On day 271, I started to sort out the room a bit more, as it was quite a mess with all the chests and the enchantment table in the middle. Since I made this area over here for the enchantment table, I decided to start moving it over, and this is how it turned out. The floor needed a bit of sorting out, so I did that, and I wanted to breed the villagers, but they wanted to go to sleep, so I decided to head to bed too. I gave them some carrots, and not soon after there was another villager. The ceiling wasn't finished off, so I decided to do that, and I also made some cobblestone stairs to smooth this area up. Since I needed some more villagers, I decided to check out how many villagers were left over at the village. And it seemed like there was only 1, so of course I had to bring it over to the villager hall so it wasn't left all alone. I then placed a composter down so he can become a farmer and sold him some wheat to lock in the trade. After some more farming and selling, this was how many emeralds I had gathered so far. I put them into a crafting table and got 35 blocks. Yeah, I definitely need a lot more if I wanted to make an emerald beacon. I AFK'd at the creeper farm for a bit and also carried on sorting out the villagers for the next couple of days. On day 281, I met up with Sparky and Mystk and decided that before we headed off to fight the Ender Dragon and the Wither at the same time, that working on some advancements would be a good idea. I think we should start doing some of the easy advancements like catching a fish and catching one with a bucket. I then made a fishing rod and completed the most basic achievement. Sparky had a fish on her, so we decided to use that to get the next one, which was called tactical fishing. We then wanted to complete some of the bee advancements, so I got a campfire and a couple of bottles. Since I took the honey from the beehive, we looked around for another one for Sparky and Mystk to use.
How do I take it?
Wrong button, wrong button. The other button.
I'm taking the other button, but it's not even working.
I took it.
Sparky just took it.
Wait, she wasn't over here. What the fuck?
Yeah, Sparky stole our honey, but never got the advancement either, as a campfire was supposed to be used. But we found another one and Mystk finally got it, as well as Sparky. The next one was to move a beehive with 3 bees inside, so from day 283 to day 285, I waited till 3 bees were inside a beehive. But for whatever reason, the bees just ran off and abandoned their home. I decided to go and get some leads, as that would be a better way to bring the bees back home. So I stole some from Mystyk's 2 pets, And also put Sparky's llama out of misery. Once the bee was in the lead, I brought it over to the hive, which the other two bees have already went inside of. And once it made it inside, I broke the nest and received the advancement. And so did Sparky and Mystk. After that, we wanted to try some of the nether challenges out, such as the strider one, which was actually pretty scary, and we also headed to one of the bastions which was nearby and looted that up too.
Oh, I'm scared.
No, you're fine, come down. I need to get my guy.
Right,
I'm missing.
now.
Oh! You're about to push me into lava. Don't worry, I'm coming. I'm gonna be on there with you.
Do I need
Wait.
to lead, man? I want to hold you.
Why aren't I getting the achievement though?
Okay, I'll come back.
Oh, you meant to go by that tree and right click. Just right click over here, just in case anything happens.
Oh,
Yeah, now we're working. I think it just had to refresh. Hey, look at us go! Since we needed gas tears to make some of the end crystals, I flew around and took out some gas for some. And after later, I got myself 5 of them. When I got back to the overworld, I made 4 end crystals and placed them in my ender chest for when we were ready to go. I then spent days 289 to day 291 working on a home for my pirates, as they had been homeless for far too long. As you guys know, pirates tend to live in the jungle, so I decided to grab some jungle wood for their home, which I plan to make over here. And this was how the outside of the house was looking like so far. I then placed some jungle logs down, made some item frames, grabbed 4 eggs, and then set out to the coral reef. Now you might be wondering why on earth I needed all this kind of stuff for, but just wait and see, okay? Once I reached the coral reef, I jumped in and started to grab some coral. When I made it back home, I placed down the item frame, the egg, and then lastly, the coral. As you can tell, when the coral dried up, it kind of looked like a bird's nest. I found a picture of this on the internet and it looked really cool, so of course I had to make one for my pirates as well. I then brought my pirates over and they all seemed to like it a lot, so I met with Mystk and Sparky so I could show it to them as well. I have called you guys here because I want to show you my home that I have made for my pirates.
Wow, she made a house for her parrots.
So this is a little home I made.
Oh
You can-
wow, it's very
Jungly, right?
like.
Yeah. I was thinking since they're originally from the jungle, I may
Oh,
as
you
well.
locked them up?
Don't push them
shit.
off. What do you mean I
It's really
locked
nice.
them up?
He's in there.
What do you mean I locked them up? What you... It's a nest.
So
It
you
looks
put an
really
egg there
nice
and
and
then you
naturey.
made them think that this is the nest for them.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
basically.
Guys,
Hmm? Yeah?
look
So
at this.
How did you make the nest?
I basically put the item frame down and an
You
egg
put the
down,
egg there
and then I
goes
put a block of coral. And coral,
No.
and if coral isn't in water, it becomes that grey color. What have you done to Beak's nest?
I tried
Bucky,
to get the egg out.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
You can watch from the window, Sparky.
Get out!
Watch from the window.
And please don't come back ever again.
Sparky.
Why are you pointing your
Random.
arrow? And why are you littering on the floor, Sparky? I
No.
called you
It hurts
guys here.
Sparky's heart, so I'm trying to shoot this beak.
Leave Beak alone. Don't you dare shoot him. Anyways, why? I just came in here to.
Yo,
I aimed above his head, but it hit the head. Nah, I told you I never miss. Even though I wanted to miss, but I never miss.
I called you guys in here to give you a
Yeah, we're
reaction
gonna
of
do
my
that.
parrot's house. You killed one of them. You pushed Rio off.
Oh shit.
You know how hard it was to get him onto that. And can you get off my lantern? Get off my lantern.
I'm the new beak.
What's wrong with you? So Mystk killed one of my parrots. So if you made it to this point in the video, make sure to leave a comment saying RIP Beak, because Beak will definitely be missed. I mean, all I wanted to do was just show them the house I made for my parrots, but I guess that was just too much to ask for. Now, as Mystk has killed one of my pets, I just had to kill one of hers.
no.
He's a freaking. He was a god. He was a god.
You're the
What's
demon,
I
actually.
never let him know he's a demon. Whatever. Who cares? Come on, yeah, find his fingers and respawn him. Doesn't matter. I've moved on from Jujutsu Kaisen to another anime. I'm gonna call the next dog Mikey.
I also took a pet cat because, you know, why not, right?
What the? I can hear something dying in my house, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Get your ass back here. Where you going? I'm gonna kill your freaking horse, man.
Oh, don't you dare touch my horse. The people need to give it a name. It doesn't even have a name yet. Don't you dare touch my horse. And don't you dare touch my... Mystk.
Oh, fuck. No, pink sheep.
Killing her pet cat had unfortunately led to the pink sheep's demise. He will surely be missed. The next day, I decided to head out to the jungle so I can get another parrot. So I grabbed some seeds and flew right over, and it didn't take me too long to find the perfect replacement. I took him back home and named him Beak Jr. Once Beak Jr. was placed down in his seat, we then had all my parrots in their new home, which I'm sure they really liked. After all that, I started to prepare the things that we were going to need for the Ender Dragon and the Wither fight, such as a bunch of potions, iron for some iron golems since we had a ton of spare iron at the farm, and also the iron beacon since it could give us some sort of effect that could be useful. And on day 295, we arrived in the end. I started to spawn in some iron golems, placed the beacon down, and Sparky decided to choose the strength effect. We then made a little hole inside the obsidian tower and made some sort of a roof. This would be used as cover if we ever needed it. And then splashed ourselves with a slow falling potion. Sparky spawned in the Wither, and at the same time I spawned in the Ender Dragon. Unfortunately, we spawned the Wither quite near the end crystals, as when it spawned in it created a blast, which caused the crystals to be destroyed. Because of this, the Ender Dragon didn't have enough time to even spawn in. While running away from the Wither, I accidentally fell through the portal, but I quickly made it back all the way to the end. I then flew around hitting the Wither with my sword, but unfortunately I forgot that the Wither could actually heal itself up again. When it was focused on Mystk and Sparky, I was then able to get some easy bow shots on it. And before we knew it, the Wither had met its defeat, and so had I, by an Enderman, but luckily I had a totem on me. I guess when the Wither had made that blast, it destroyed some of this portal, which was kind of funny. What are you doing? What happened here?
The Wither broke it.
Did the Wither broke this?
Wait, dancing it.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Since we were done in the end, I grabbed a beacon and headed back to the overworld. When we were back, we decided that since we never fought the End Dragon and the Wither at the same time, the only reason being is because the End Crystals got destroyed by the Wither, that we should probably respawn the End Dragon and fight it at least. So I went straight to the Nether and grabbed some more gas tiers. Once I had all the items that I needed, I then made the 4 End Crystals. When we had fought the Wither, I had given my bow to Sparky, who said that she didn't want to give it back, so I had to make another one myself. So I used the enchantment table on it and just got power 1. But with Sparky's old bow, I combined it together to make a new one, which gave me infinity and power 1. And lastly, my elytra was low. I didn't want to go all the way to the Enderman farm, so I used some phantom membranes to heal it. It was then time to head to the end again and fight the End Dragon. I placed the End Crystals down for the second time, and not soon after, the dragon was then respawned. After all the crystals were taken out, we then began to do a lot of damage, and we had then brought the dragon down for the second time. When we were back in the overworld, I placed down the beacon. And since we were on the last day, I decided to spend it giving a little tour of what we have done so far. So since it's day 299, I was thinking for the last day we should probably go around and give a little update, little tour, you know, what we've done so far. So in the first 100 days, if you guys had watched that, this is my home, as you guys can probably tell. It's getting vandalized right now, but you know, it's all good. It tends to happen every now and then. I'm kind of used to it. So this is Sparky's house. This is Sparky's crops. She has a bunch of wheat that sometimes we come and trample over. Mystk planted these crops over here. We definitely need to upgrade our, you know, our food sources, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's very small and limited. So in the 200 days, we built this creeper farm and an iron farm. That's what we have over on this side. We did get a horse in these 100 days, so if you guys want to leave a name for the horse, make sure you guys do. So in the middle, we have this kind of like pedestal kind of thing, which has the Ender Dragon egg here. It kind of connects our houses together. Something that we definitely need to do is sort out the path a bit more, because it's quite... What are you doing?
What?
I don't know. I don't want to know. Okay. I don't want to know. We've also made this map, which definitely needs to get updated because... Yeah, yeah. My parents have finally been given a names and a home for themselves. Unfortunately, Mr. Beak had to die and got replaced with Beak Jr., but, you know... What's your problem? What do you want from me?
Bread.
Bread? Okay, here you go. This is a storage building, house, whatever you guys want to call it, that we made. I think it did 200 days, or was it 100 days? I forgot. It's been a couple of months, okay? We just got a couple of storage for things that we like to just keep inside of these things. Yeah, nothing much. Down over here, the training hall where we got all our lovely and very useful villagers. My favorite one being right there. Definitely sells me the best stuff. Why are you looking at me like that? You got a problem? Bread, okay, here you go. Yeah, it definitely isn't one of the best trading halls, but we got most of the stuff that we need for now, and definitely at some decent prices as well. I swear this was 1 emerald. Why are you charging me more? This place has been tidied up a bit. The enchantment table has been moved over there. I can definitely see some very practical enchanting going on. And through this way, we have the zombie farm, which we don't really use too much anymore since we have an enderman farm now. But, you know, sometimes you just want some quick XP and rotten flesh, so it's right here if anyone needs it.
Bread.
There you go. And when that was done, we wanted to sleep all together outside, but Mystk was taking her time, and before we could even sleep, it was morning.
Oh yeah, sit next to me, baby. Yeah, baby, let's go.
We're literally outside here with our yellow beds, and we just wanted to go to sleep together and have a sleepover. Day 300.
Yeah.
Woo!
Bread.
Hey, we finally did it.
We had then finally made it to 300 days as a trio in hardcore Minecraft. And in this episode, we have accomplished quite a lot. So as always, if you guys are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe. And if you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like as well. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.